pizza. I'm making pizza. I just got in from work. It was a better night. Thank you for asking. So sweet. I had a private party, and then after work, we went for drinks, and it was great because I love my people. I love my coworkers. So yeah, tonight was much more fun. I was awoken this morning by Metro Water, who were exactly outside of my house, like bulldozing and jackhammering and shaking the ground under our feet like an earthquake and being really loud, and everything smells like sewage, and it smells like sewage now as we speak. I have the door open trying to air it out because like outside is fine, but like all of the sewage fumes got into the house while I was gone, and now it smells like shit just everywhere, which is great. And I was like, I had it together enough to go out and like find ink for my printer this afternoon because I had like Etsy shop orders come in, and I hadn't really been trying to promote the shop because I'd been just like busy with other things. But instead of putting it on vacation, like if you don't really like actively tend to Etsy, you can like not have a lot of work to do in there if you want, if you know what I mean. So I haven't really been very active in it because I've just had like other things that have been very vital, but I didn't want to put it on vacation because I feel like it makes it suffer in the search engine. So I've just sort of left it alone. But I did have some unexpected orders come in over the weekend, so I had to start packing that today. And I had to run and find printer ink, and it seems like even though I just have like a basic average printer, like whenever I need ink, like no one has it. So I was like on a wild goose chase, and I stopped at the store this afternoon to just grab like a giant like deli pizza to make for the next 2 days before I could make like dinner for the next couple of days. And I went to work in a hurry, and I got to work, like I came out to my car like after work, and I was like, something is like food. And I was like, oh gross, it's not food, it's probably just like sewage smell from the neighborhood that's trapped in my car. But then when I got home, I like came in and I was like ready to make the video. I was like, oh, I should start the oven so I can put my pizza in. And I opened the refrigerator and there's no pizza. I was like, the car. It's been in the car. But I almost threw it away. But then I was like, you know what? Like throughout my whole childhood, like we had pizza in the oven. Like maybe that had been there overnight. We like ate it Saturday morning. It was fine. Or like in production, like lunch will be in the van during all of the things that we have to do. And then you'll go back later and like eat some and it's fine. And I'm thinking like the only thing really on the pizza is like very, very cured meats, like very salty. And so I'm gonna risk it, guys. I'm making the pizza. I've got the oven heating up now. In fact, there's some onion bacon tarts in the oven, like heating up, and I hope they don't burn. So if I have to run away quickly, like that's what's going on. I'm eating pizza that's questionable. I'm gonna overcook it because I like it crispy anyway, so it'll probably be fine. And I'll let you guys know tomorrow if I end up throwing up or having diarrhea. That's not a deal. Okay. So, all diarrhea aside, let's talk about our cards. So the anchor message for the week is kind of just like on the nose, and we're like, yeah, tell me something I don't know. So we got the threshold. Like, we're standing on the threshold. Does anyone not feeling like this? Like, does anyone not feeling like this? Pretend I speak English as my first language. Does anyone not feel like this right now? Like, we are definitely on the threshold for sure. This has been like the theme of the year. We are like moving towards the threshold. We are finally in the threshold, people. We have made it to the foyer of our lives, of our new lives. The judge came up as our, like, these were together. I was only intending to pull one of the unknown archetypes, but the judge came up second. And this is Also, exactly what I've been saying or thinking for, I don't know, this kind of this whole year, but especially the last few months, is that this is really, particularly the last couple of weeks, because we've been, well, not couple, but few, because we've been through Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Those are big testing periods that launch you into like the next cycle of the new year. But I feel like we're in a grander ending and beginning. It's like the huge, sorry, I'm like belching. We're at the end of like this huge chapter of our lives, maybe even the first half of our lives. Like this is the version of it so far. And we're getting to this point where we have a chance to go into like a new timeline, like of our lives. Like if you've ever seen the movie Sliding Doors, it's a movie where Gwyneth Paltrow is English and she's cute and she has a boyfriend in England and they live in London, and she has this random little thing happen to her earlier in the plot, and it causes her to miss a train. And in one side, like they split the movie from there in two, and the sliding doors are obviously like the tube doors, the train doors. And so the one story is like Schrodinger's cat in the box. Like had she caught the train, this is what would have happened. Had she not caught the train, this is what would have happened. Well, we're in the threshold where we're in a judgment period of testing. And how we show up in this moment of testing, of this big decisive like fork in the road, it's like kind of a Y in the road. If we show up as our old selves and keep doing the same thing that we've always done, the lessons are just going to get harder. Tomorrow is a Scorpio new moon. That is death and rebirth. It is a Scorpio new moon with a solar eclipse attached to it. This is huge cleansing energy. This is major highlighting what is not authentic, what is not in alignment, what is not demonstrative of your better self coming forward. Even if you're not your highest self yet, or your higher self, like a better self. We want to start embodying that person within us that we always wanted to be, that person that is the person that creates the life that we dream of, that person who's able to function within the life we dream of, the person who knows what to do within the life we dream of. It's up to us to become this now. I feel like I need to take this out of the oven. I'm going to be right back. Burn my finger. So it's like we're in this moment where we can become this new person, and it's actually required of us if we actually want to change our lives. If we want to up-level our lives, it's going to cost us. We're going to have to up-level with the life. We are going to have to up-level before the life, because it's our up-leveled self that has surrendered the old self that is controlled by like the scarcity and the smallness and like the franticness of the ego. Like we have to let that self fall away, and we have to like slow down enough and have the self-control and like the confidence and the self-assuredness enough to take a deep breath and just take a beat and pause and try to restrict our reflexive nature and choose with conscious intention how we want to go forward. And like this is something that we've been talking about working on for a while now. So we are really like in this moment now where this is the moment. This is the decisive moment. We are in the threshold. We are standing on the edge of this new potential. But like we're being tested. This is a judgment period. So there will be challenges. Like last night, you can see my throat is hoarse today. My voice sounds different. It's because I was like, ah! I was so enraged last night that I had to let it out somehow. And I was just like vocally just like, ah, like I could not. I just like had to just like, And I'm tired. I've been tired today, just like exhausted. But the thing is, it's so good because Nine of Pentacles came up with this. And I feel like it's like the universe saying like, look, you're already passing. You've already been doing the work. Like if life was a school, it's like you've been making A's all semester. Nine of Pentacles is this woman or whoever. It doesn't have to be a woman, but it is on this card. But Nine of Pentacles is a person who has cultivated their physical world and their circumstances in such a way that they've set themselves up for comfort and security and independence. They are still looking for something to come, something to like, overflow into abundance and completion. But overall, she's doing very well. And like the garden is growing and it's abundant and it's overflowing. Right? It's just like, all right, what's next from here? So we're really getting this Nine of Pentacles energy established for ourselves. We are establishing interdependence. We're establishing independence. We're establishing stability. And we've been passing and we've been doing our homework. And it's so funny because like with Saturn going direct, with Mars about to go in retrograde in Gemini, with all of these planets, it's like this is the testing point where it's like, have you been doing your homework? Because things could get really frustrating and you might be like really tempted to reflexively go back to your old ways or to just respond on autopilot according to your subconscious programming, but try not to, because we are assured that like we're in the threshold, we're in a time of judgment, but we're set up for success if we just don't short circuit at the last minute. So try to do whatever you can to scream into the pillow. Get that foam bat and beat each other up with it, whatever you have to do. But just try so hard not to short circuit now. Try to overcome your past tendencies. Try to look at the thematic struggle of your life. I'm sure there's a brand of something that you've always had to deal with that like has kind of like a bigger message around it or like a, like a theme. Look at that struggle and figure out how you can, it's like that struggle is going to be the theme of the tests, or it's going to trigger your connection with that struggle. But the challenge and the test is to try not to let that define you so that you are not letting that struggle affect your decision. In order to make a free will choice, for example, if you had an alcoholic father and you're like, I'm never going to be an alcoholic because my father was an alcoholic. I'm never going to drink because my father was an alcoholic. It's like, even in your mind, even though you think that like not drinking and not being an alcoholic is a positive thing, it still is controlling you and like enslaving you because you can't, like, because your father did this, like was an alcoholic, like you will never do that. And it's like, even if it's like seems like a positive thing, if you're going through life going, well, I can't do this because of that, or I'm gonna definitely do this because of that, it's like, those are the things that you're letting define you. You're letting that control how you live. You're letting that control your decisions. You're letting that decide whether you're going to behave this way or that way. It's still controlling you, even though on the surface it seems positive. It seems like you're doing something good. The fact is that you're better off if you're like, oh, it's too bad my dad was an alcoholic. Man, I don't want to abuse alcohol. And then you just go on with life and you don't think much of it. And then you just drink when you want to. Like that is actually the secret. It's not like, I'm never going to drink. It's like, no one needs you to do that. It's like the secret, the answer, the sticking the landing with jazz hands is just being like, oh, that was that. Now I'm just going to go on and follow my inner compass, follow my joy. Just keep doing me. Just keep being myself, like not letting everything affect me and make me be the way that I am. That's the whole point, is what I'm catching on to. So right now we're in the threshold of a new chapter, a new version of our movie. We're in the sequel of the movie of our lives. We're not going to let the previous plot affect us. We have a new story now. And so right now, the fates are watching us to see if we can actually embody the plot of the new story. Can you rise up? Can you be the new character? Can you be the leading actor of your own story? Can you embody the positive new narrative that wants to come forth and not be stuck in the old subplot, right? Not stuck in the old, like, conflict of the old story. We have a whole new thing happening. And so the judgment portion of it is the fact that we are energetically creating our reality in this moment. And so even if there's no one outside judging us going, well, I approve of this and I do not approve of this, our energy, our actions, our vibration, everything is the judgment of us. What we're putting in, what we're making our cookies with is what the cookies are going to become, right? So that's the judge. The judge is the recipe. What are you creating this new life with? What are you creating your new chapter with? You have the potential to really set yourself up for fulfillment, prosperity, interdependence, happiness, inner peace. But it's kind of like happening in this moment, and which makes sense because the Scorpio new moon eclipse is death and rebirth, and it's this huge time portal turning point where we're being asked that whatever is not authentic to us, whatever's not our highest good, like illuminate that now and do a 180 and get rid of it so that you can move forward unencumbered. This is going to affect us for the next 6 months. So it only makes sense that if you don't pay attention right now, I mean, like, cycles of lessons play out for like 6 months at a time, sometimes years at a time. But maybe the checkpoints are like that solar eclipse, lunar eclipse season, like eclipse season, like also the checkpoints within the checkpoints are like our lunations. It's new moons and full moons, right? So our hands have been held all year leading up to, like, we're in the end of the year. We're finishing out. This is the last hurrah for like work before we get into holiday season, and we're just sort of like writing it out to finish out the year to set up the new year. So how are you finishing the year? How are you getting through eclipse season? Let the healing that wants to happen. Let go of what needs to be let go of. Release what needs to be released. Surrender what needs to be surrendered. Heal what needs to be healed, and take the steps forward to to get the things in motion that you've been setting forth this year, and to clean up like loose ends and, all of that kind of stuff. Because we're kind of just like, we're wrapping it up, basically. And so hopefully you've been on top of your homework so that you can be setting yourself up for a really great next 6 months. If you've been tuning in, then hopefully if you've been following up with what we've been talking about, then you're in good shape. It's really more about effort and progress and not perfection. So the universe is looking at genuine effort and your ability to be resilient and bounce back. You don't have to even get it right the first time. It's just like if you can catch yourself and correct yourself. I caught myself this morning having been so mad last night and upset about my table, which it was justified for sure. But I was like, oh gosh, like all the work I did this year and through Rosh Hashanah and through Yom Kippur, it's like, do I just want to like throw it all away in a moment of rage? Like, no, I don't. I want to continue. I want to keep building. I want to get momentum in. And it's like, but you know what though? I just blew it off because I recognize what happened and I made a correction and I was like, okay, this is, I don't want to keep doing this and I don't want to keep going down that road. So I want to correct before I backslide. But I also was not going to sit around feeling bad about it or wallowing in guilt or shame or feeling sorry for myself. I was just like, just get over it. Just move forward. I have expressed my sorrow. I've expressed my anger. I've even like blown my temper and blown a fuse. Doesn't matter. Letting it go, right? The devil will trick you once by tricking you, but then the worst trick is the second trick where he makes you feel terrible. The best thing you can do is make amends or correct your energy or turn it around and then not feel bad and forget about it and just keep moving forward. That's the secret sauce. All right, I'm tired. I'm gonna eat pizza. I'm gonna eat an onion bacon tart. I'm gonna take a hot shower. I'm gonna sleep as much as I can before Metro Water comes in tomorrow and starts making a racket and making everything smell like shit. I can't wait until my house smells good again, y'all. I'm like a person that cares about smells. It's like a big deal to me. So I like making perfumes. All right, I am sleepy. I'm getting off here. We've been talking for 20 minutes. That's more I thought I ever had time or energy to do. I'm like literally like trying to hold my eyes. Love you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. I have work, but I'll see you after work. And then after that, Wednesday and Thursday, I'm off for like 2 days. Oh my God, tomorrow I have to get up early. I have to ship out some Etsy orders and I have to do our new moon workshop. I promise it'll be good. The less I'm present for the channeling, the better. So it'll be fine. Tune in. I'm excited. I'm going to wear a cute outfit. I don't know what it is yet. Love you guys. Bye.